Good morning. If you are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome back to East Media Studios. I'm your host, Sydnee Munn, and let's get right into the last announcements of the year. Today, our Columbus East bands will be performing their annual winter performance in the auditorium at 7 o'clock. Both the band, concert, and jazz band will be playing several pieces to fit the season. Admission is free of charge, but donations are encouraged. Don't forget, after break, your schedule might be changing, so either check it out on your Power School or go down to your assigned office to get your schedule looked at so you don't go to the wrong class. You may also request schedule changes during the first week we return from break. Seniors, you can now submit your senior quote. Make sure to put a quote into this year's yearbook by going to the Team 2024 module on the CEHS Canvas page and filling out the Google form. Quotes must be school appropriate and respectful towards students and staff. The deadline for submission is tomorrow, December 15th. Now let's head over to Mason Bean with this week's weather forecast.
Thanks, Sydney. Winter is around the corner, so make sure to bundle up. Today will be a high of 47 and a low of 21 with a 56% chance of humidity. Tomorrow will go up to cloudy with a high of 53 and a low of 35 with winds of 6 miles per hour. Saturday will cool down to a high of 50 and a low of 46. That's all for this week's weather forecast. Back to you, Sydney.
Columbus East's 8th grade open house takes place on January 17th from 5 to 8 p.m. The event will start with a student life and athletic fair, as well as a meet the teachers from 5 to 6. After this, there will be a presentation and guided tours of East, followed by a Q&A with department chairs from 7:30 to 8. During our winter break, formal will be held January 6th on a Saturday from 8 to 11 p.m. at Southside Elementary School. The theme of the night is Paradise. Tickets are available at the bookstore for $15. The winners of the Lilly Scholarship for 2024 have been chosen, and for a second year in a row, they are both from East. They are Nadia Harris and Savanji Patel. The two will receive tuition of the Indiana school of their choice. Congrats to our winners. On Saturday, there will be a breakfast with Santa held at Donner Center, 739 22nd Street, Columbus, from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is $15 per person, and proceeds from the event go to support the sound and spirit of Columbus. Now let's head over to Rachel Morris with this week's competitions.
Thank you, Sydney. Let's get into Rivalry Week. Congratulations to our wrestling program for making East High School #1 in the state. They took over first place in its 3A rankings this Monday, and last night they swept North 50-16. On Tuesday, the H2O Olympians competed against North High School and won by 52 points with a final score of 119-67. And finally, the girls' JV basketball team competes against North at 6 and varsity competes at 7:30. Coming up this weekend, on Saturday, the boys' freshman and JV basketball teams compete against North at 6 and the varsity team competes at 7:30. On Sunday, the H2 Olympians will be competing against New Albany High School at 10 in the morning. The girls' freshman basketball team will have a long day on Sunday. They are competing against Trinity Lutheran at 10 a.m. and Austin High School at 11:30 a.m. The boys JV basketball team is competing against Scottsburg High School at 6 p.m. and the boys varsity team is competing at 7:30 p.m. Make sure to come support your O's. That's all we have for sports. Back to you, Sydney.
And now, for the latest in world news, we head over to Ben Likens.
Thanks, Sydney. In more news from the Gaza Strip, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has claimed that, quote, in the past few days, dozens of Hamas terrorists have surrendered to our forces, end quote. Though the military has yet to provide proof of these claims, and Hamas rejects the claims. The war is ongoing still, unfortunately. Our Vice President, President Kamala Harris, has condemned the collateral damage to Palestinian citizens, saying, quote, Israel had a right to defend itself, but international and humanitarian law must be respected, and too many innocent Palestinians have been killed, end quote. In South Korea, a U.S. Air Force pilot safely ejected from his F-16 fighter off the southwestern coast of the Korean Peninsula. The pilot was recovered by South Korean maritime forces and was awake and in stable condition. The reason for the ejection still remains a mystery. Colonel Matthew C. Gakey has since thanked the South Korean government, saying, we are thankful for the safe recovery of our airmen by our ROK allies and that the pilot is in good condition. Back in the U.S., former President Donald Trump's $250 million civil fraud trial is still in full swing. Mr. Trump has now refused to go back on the witness stand to testify on Wednesday. Publishing on his social platform, Truth Social, he said, I've already testified to everything and have nothing more to say other than that this is a complete and total election interference witch hunt. He was expected to refute the claims made by New York Attorney General Letitia James that he grossly overvalued his net worth in financial statements. Rapper Young Thug is currently on trial along with 6 others for gang conspiracy charges under the RICO Act. His co-defendant, Shannon Stillwell, was stabbed while in jail on Sunday night, delaying the Georgia trial by at least a day. Stillwell is reportedly alive, and the man who stabbed him, as of writing this, is yet to be identified. The trial went viral on social media because of the arguments made by the rapper's lawyer, such as that the thug in his name stood for truly humble under God, or that gang meant going above normal guys. We'll further update you as the story unfolds. Happening just yesterday, the House of Representatives authorized the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Every Republican is rallying behind the process, despite concerns that the party has yet to provide enough proof to prove misconduct by the president. The vote was 221 to 212, with every House Republican voting in favor of the inquiry. That's all for news, so back to you, Sydney.
That's all we have for this week from Mason, Rachel, Ben, and the rest of the Torch TV crew. I'm Sydnee Munn, and thanks for watching. Remember to take care of yourself, others, and the place, and as always, be the best part of somebody's day.